sample from us. So at boxcompoundsis.com, you can kind of see what we're doing there. So anyway, you know, like I said earlier, I raced BMX for 10 years, and then I raced mountain bikes for 10 years. And during my mountain bike career, I was able to create product, or at least develop product with engineers. Not so much in BMX. Back in the 80s, that was kind of not the thing. We kind of relied on our sponsors to do the work for us, even though we did have input and we did help develop some geometries and things like that. But in my mountain bike career, I was able to work with engineers and actually change the way the bike worked. It was a much more sophisticated time when engineering and bicycle racing was a pretty prominent thing back in the late 90s. So anyway, so, you know, during that time, I learned a lot about product development, tire compounds, tire choices, suspension, you know, pedal face, handlebar lengths, widths, things like that, grip technology, all the things that we see on bicycles today. So I think that's what's transferred over into Box Components. And again, today we're going to show you guys the tire that we came out with recently, and they just, again, landed just now. They're actually unloading the truck. So we're pretty excited about the timing. We've been waiting 2 years for these tires, and they're actually in the building as we speak. So anyway, you know, creating the products, I think, comes from my years of riding the bike. And there's a lot of experiences I had where I raced literally thousands of times on a bicycle. And, you know, there's a lot of experiences that came from that, or education that came from that, of how certain things should work and how we go faster. I mean, my whole life is about going fast on a bike. And again, some of the things like, how do you go fast? Well, you got to slow down first. These are the funny things that I've learned along the way. So brakes are always important, but tires is the one thing that touches the ground. Nothing else touches the ground but the tires. So they're a pretty important part of the bike. And in BMX racing, those tires are, you know, as the tracks change, the tires are quite important. As the tracks have been developing over the years, the tracks are getting harder and faster. And about 15 years ago, we came out with what was called a micro knobby at my last company. And since then, there's been a lot of, I don't know, attempts to copy, but none have been the same as the success of the micro knobby. So here, what we've done is we basically updated or found the problems or the areas of the micro knobby that we can make better. And that's our new BoxOne, BoxOne tire. And the reason why we say BoxOne and BoxOne, BoxOne is a tier, and BoxOne will be the highest below HexLab. So HexLab is the highest, then there's BoxOne, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within those is either value, different compounds, things like that, that allow the BoxOne, 2, 3 tiers to happen across the whole line of box components. You know, like on cranks, we have 5 tiers. Brakes, we have 3 tiers. So these are the things that we're doing, and BoxOne would be the highest level besides HexLab. HexLab is very exotic, and we rarely do a HexLab product unless we can find some exotic technology or materials to make that tier work. So anyway, so all the years of riding the bike, and then we started watching the BMX tracks change significantly, where everybody's clipped in. So and all the berms became banked. The berms have become kind of hard, laying down soil tack, and now a lot of corners are now tarred. So the micro knobby, or the BoxOne tire, is a derivative of the micro knobby, and we think we made a much faster, better version of that. One of the things we did do is a center strip, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you guys. The center strip has what we call, can you guys see that? Yeah, so those grooves and the chevron pattern of the groove is for about starting the gate. So this tire is facing, do we want to face it this way so you guys understand that? So yeah, that's the direction going this way on the tire. So those grooves and those chevrons are about getting out of the gate and getting grip out of the gate. Right, and then what we did, so that's the update from the last tires that we designed. And then the micro knobby itself, or what we're calling our Hexagon pattern, is a ramped hexagon. And what that is the ramps allow the tire to kind of get up and float up on top and make them extremely faster. But at the same time, the 1, 2, 3, the 6 points of the hexagon is grabbing inside the dirt when you turn, or even better on the concrete when you turn. So the idea of the tire is to go fast on the straightaway, and then when you go to turn, till we get to use of those knobbies, you can kind of see that right here on the edges, right? Okay, can you see that? Yeah, I gotta do it like here. There we go. You can kind of see how the knobbies would grab any kind of loose soil or dirt, and then also with the way they're ramped, the way they're flat on top, they're also working well on the tire. So great for cornering and great for speed. That's the concept of the new BoxOne and BoxOne tires. All right, so BoxOne is a 120 TPI tire. That means that the casing is more of a skin wall, where it's basically that it's more of a thread count. TPI is threads per inch. So we have 120 of those on the side, which allows a lot less rubber. And also it has a folding bead. So this tire comes compact, about this big around. And with the 120 TPI and the folding bead, makes it the lightest possible tire you can get, which is extremely important for acceleration. BoxOne tire is the same silica-based center tread compound with more silica than rubber to make the tire faster. But the sidewalls are a TPI of 60, so that's 60 threads per inch, and we have a wire bead tire. So that's a BoxOne tire, and then the BoxOne being folding with the 120 TPI. The rubber is the same for both tires. We make these in 406 millimeter, which is 1.5, 1.75, and 1.90. Then we have for 51 millimeter rim, which is the kids' tires, that comes in 1.8 inch and 3/8. We also do a 24-inch or a 507 millimeter tire in a 1.75. They also are doing for the big BMX bikes, 26 and 29. The 26 is a 2.1 and the 29 is a 2.35. Same concept as the race tire. And why we're doing that for the big bike BMX guys, these guys are out riding in the dirt now. They're on the street, right? They're doing the street, but they're actually doing tricks and finding themselves in dirt and actually going around the track too. So we made those two tires for the 26 and 29 inch guys who are doing ride outs and all those take over the world kind of rides, right? Anyway, so that's kind of the unique features of the whole thing. You know, they are directional, so they only go one way. You know, the knobbies, the countless, the ramped knobbies are countless. We can't count how many it is. I need a computer to do that, right? And of course, the low resistance center strip. So that's the features of the tire. The BoxOnes are going to be $49. The BoxOne are $39. And again, they are coming out of the truck right now. We're pretty excited about it. It's been 2 years in the making. We've been testing these, I think, since June of last year, so almost 12 months that they've been on the tracks. And guys like Harry Larry and the Biolabs team, you know, Jim Atolson, Piper Yolkson, all these people are riding the tires, and now Jesse Welch is on the tires as well. So we're pretty excited about that. We've had a lot of extensive testing. It's just been trying to get the tires done and to the warehouse has been a lot of work. Everybody knows that product was very difficult to get for a while, but it's starting to lighten up, and we should be able to get these tires as needed. We've sold most of these, pre-sold most of these, so we're hoping for a second shipment here in about 30 to 40 days. But for now, I think there's plenty of tires, and our distributors and dealers will have those in their shops probably in the next week or so. You can buy them online if you want right now. I think we just went live this morning on that, right, Chloe? I think so. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on with the tires. They're here. I'm excited. We're unloading. There's more of that kind of going on. So anyway, has anybody got any questions on this stuff? I need some help on questions, and I can give some answers from that, right? So anyway, I'll show you guys the tire again. I know some people are kind of joining this right now. I'm sorry you missed the whole spiel. This is not my forte to do this stuff, but again, we'll show them to you. Tire goes this direction, right? The chevrons and the straight knobbies, or the straight grooves, are for gates. Of course, this tire is going to be extremely fast on the straightaway. And then you got your sides when you go to turn, and you can kind of see how aggressive that knobby can be in the turns. So you can lay this thing way over in the dirt and really use the side of the tire. Again, it's got silica base in it, so it's more silica than rubber, making the tire extremely fast. We have 8 sizes, I believe. I listed those earlier. So anyway, so I think see, Bike Connection says they're excited to get their hands on them. Cool. We're excited to get our hands on them too, finally, after all this time. Got logos at the bottom there. You can kind of see that. If you want to see, this is the BoxOne, obviously. So there's going to be an orange logo, with the BoxOne will be a red logo here, and then say BoxOne. So you can tell the difference, you know, when you get your hands on one by just looking at the logo. Anyway, yeah, excited about them. We got several people watching. Nobody's asking any questions. I can show you guys again, but any questions, you know, again, BoxOne, 120 TPI tire. Folding bead. BoxOne is a 60 TPI tire with the wire bead. TPI means threads per square inch. This tire is extremely fast and lightweight. And that's what the silica part actually helps too, is where we put more silica in it than we do the rubber, is because it actually helps with the weight. So he's asking, so bike connection, OS20. Yeah, I've people have been asked that for a while, but I've done a lot of research on that. And there's only a small group of guys writing OS20. None of the pros will accept that, at least what I understand. So there's a small group of guys doing that. And there's a joke, and I guess I'm going to say the joke now, that anybody who has an idea for a tire, the first tire is $6,000, the second tire is $50. And the joke is, if you want to invest in the tool, yes, we could try something like that, but tools, you never know what the tire is going to work like until you actually buy the tool. So on this particular project, we only bought a 175 tool in the beginning, which is going to be our most popular size, 20 by 175. And we bought that tool. We tested for a while, and once we were confident the tire worked, then we went ahead and bought all the other tools for the other 7 sizes. So it's kind of a gamble sometimes. So your OS 2020 thing is a bit of a gamble, but if we get enough of success with the tire, and I'm sure we will, we can always look at that option. But right now, the numbers don't play out for us. So anyway, again, more people are coming in. Everybody kind of late. This is supposed to go 15, 20 minutes. So we're almost there, but I'll show you guys one more time the tire. Tire goes this way, right? It's directional tire. The knobbies are ramped, right? So when you go, the knobbies will lift up the tire and actually make the tire faster. But when you go to turn, those 6 points on the Hexagon will dig in. And I think Hexagon has 6, right? I'm hoping so. It is our logo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got that right. Anyway, so you know, it's our stealth hub. That's another long conversation, but we are working on that. You can again see the BoxOne logo here, which is an orange dot for our tiers: BoxOne, BoxOne, BoxOne. So the dots always tell you the tier, of course, along with the name. Again, 120 TPI folding. And John Willis is asking, is that a new stealth hub? That's a new stealth hub. It's prototype. Had it for a while. Yeah, we're working. It's taken us many years to get this one right, but at Box, we don't put stuff in the market unless we're comfortable with it, but that's instant, as you can see, right? So, and you got the new shape, the box shape, and we have a few of these, with some more coming in, and we'll have some more on the track and kind of get tested on them here real soon too. So hopefully, maybe by the end of the year, we'll have these things on the box stuff. Anyway, again, one more time. Tires going this way, directional tire, ramps, knobbies, 2 tiers, 120 TPI, and folding, or 60 TPI for BoxOne with the wire bead. Going to come in on 1 1/8, 1 3/8, 1.5, 175, 190, and then a 24 175. And we also have a 26 2x1, 2.1, and a 29 2.35. So 8 tires right out of the gate. I think that's 8 or 9 right out of the gate, and they're unloading those now. And we ship them hopefully tonight. We'll do a little quick inspection on them today. Have the engineers here do an inspection to make sure everything's good. But the tires that we have here, we had some air shipped over. We've been riding them for about 6 weeks now while we're waiting on the big shipment to arrive, and everyone loves them, no issues. There's some testimonies, I think, on the website. Harry Larry, Jim Tolson, from wide range of ages there, giving their testimony on how they like the tire. So anyway, so John orders some 2024 and 26. So you must have a big BMX bike, right, John? So anyway, so 2020, a lot of bikes, it sounds like. Anyway, so that's the tire range sizes that we have, both in BoxOne and 2 for all that. 26 and 29ers are only BoxOne. I don't feel those guys need the 120 TPIs. If we get some requests, we can always make those. But all the big tire 26 and 29s are box 2 only. Talking about some colors in the future, things like that to do more. And as we start to move some of these tires, we'll talk about other sizes. I know Bike Connection was asking about OS 22. I know we need some more 24s, maybe a 20 by 1 inch someday. Those are kind of not the bigger sellers right now. I think 175 is probably the biggest seller. 1-3, second biggest seller. And we have plenty of those. As they unload the truck, we need to get a new warehouse. I think a lot of these tires are taken up. So, yeah, Dan's. Yeah, I know Dan. So $6,000. You missed the joke per mold. So if you want to give me 12 grand, I'll make those 2, and then we'll be going. And the next one's after. Next one, that's $50. No, they're on the list to do. I'm talking to the factory about doing those 2 sizes, Dan, but the volume right now is just not there. But we'll get to them as we grow the tire side of box components. So it's the second time we played with tires. The first one were Hex Lab. Those did really well, quite expensive. They come from a different part of Asia, Japan, which were extremely expensive. And it was just difficult to make money on those. And so we haven't had any in a while. We're going to be bringing those back in, I think, next year. But right now, I'm really confident with these BoxOne tires and the box 2 tires. And we'll work on the other sizes later on. So, yeah, no tires for the last 2 years, Dan, I know. We're working on it. Anyway, any other questions for me? I am getting the feed of the questions. Happy to answer anything before we take off. It has been 20 minutes since we started. That's how long we're supposed to be going, 15 to 20 minutes. No one's asking, no more questions. So one more time, guys. Tire goes this way. It's a directional tire, right? It's going that way. And you got the, so there's center strip for straightaways, your knobbies for the side. Those knobbies are ramped. They're countless. The ramping is to get them up and off the ground as you roll, but when you turn, those 6 knobbies are going to dig into that. Those 6 corners will dig into the corners. Are into the dirt much better. And again, 120 TPI tire on the BoxOne with the folding bead. Box 2, 60 TPI tire and wire. Let's see, Jeff DeVito. Hey, Jeff, you made it. Can't wait to get them. They're unloading them now. I was excited. I was almost late. They're unloading those now. I know you got some orders in. Everyone's riding the tires right now. Loves them. There's some photos of Jim and Tolson racing last weekend, going underneath the other girls in the second corner when the corner's really flat. The girls are up on the berm. She's going underneath and past everybody. It's pretty good stuff. So if you want to go to YouTube and chase down Gemma from last week's race, Minneapolis, you can find that. Other words, we're gonna inspect them here, have the engineers inspect them, and we're gonna ship them tonight or tomorrow. We need to get these things out here. More people coming. One more time, okay, guys. One more time. Center strip. Tires going this way. All right, so it's a directional tire. We're gonna ride on that center strip, and then we're gonna quarter on those knobbies. Just get even a better close-up of those knobbies. There you go. Look at that. That's a much better shot. You can see those knobbies are ramped. They're shaped like a hexagon. They're connected to keep the tire. So those things are really stiff. So they're working hard in the tire corners. Yeah, countless knobbies on those things. And they're going to kill it. I think so. All right. Pro bikes, new mountain bike tires. Yeah, I think for mountain bike, we're gonna stick to drivetrain at this point. There's we're still a small company. We have a lot of projects going on. I think we have probably 700 SKUs inside the company, mostly BMX. But mountain bike tires, no, I don't think that's what we want. This design maybe for gravel, I don't know, maybe. And Jeff says. He says he's already sold 2/3 of what he ordered. So everybody might want to get them. I know we have the second batch coming. Still probably 40 days away for you to see the second batch. So if you want your tires now, go see Jeff at Custom Cycles. Or actually, I'm sorry, Jeff, JD Cycles. And then, or see your other dealers. So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us. And they're on their way, Jeff. All right, guys. Thanks so much